folk music is a pretty big tent. It can both encompass We Shall Overcome and Fuck You, I Won't Do What You Tell Me.
Tom, thanks for talking to us.
My pleasure.
We're here at Newport Folk Festival, which you've been to before.
Yes.
And obviously, it's Newport. It's kind of a home to protest music
yes.
and to speaking truth to power.
Yeah.
What does it mean to be playing it in 2026 in the state of the world?
Well, historically, this festival has been one that is very important with it for its protest music roots. Mm-hmm. I've had the honor of playing it several times. I played it acoustic. Today, I'm going to rock it electric.
Yes.
And so I believe that protest music and folk music is a pretty big tent. I think it can both encompass We Shall Overcome and Fuck You, I Won't Do What You Tell Me. Mm-hmm. And you may hear both those songs in my set today, if you're not careful.
Oh, well, we won't be careful. Don't you worry about it. Yeah. Speaking of speaking truth to power and fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. You toured with Bruce this year on his what's it called Land of Hope and Freedom tour.
Land of Hope and Dreams tour.
Yeah. Obviously, Bruce, another big voice in protest. And what was it like being on the road with him?
Sure. Well, we've had the pleasure of touring before, but Bruce is a very important link in the chain of protest music that goes all the way back. And I think that you can really from the Joe Hills and the Woody Guthries and the Pete Seegers and the Phil Oakses to the Jimi Hendrixes and the Sly and the Family Stones to System of a Down and Rage Against the Machine, Public Enemy, The Clash, etc., Bruce Springsteen, and my set today. Those are all links of the chain of people that were, in some ways, sort of stuck with the burden of being musicians and then finding a way through our music to change the world. Mm-hmm.
It's an interesting way to look at it.
Yeah. And so, and I've found in my decades of doing this, that music can be a very, very galvanizing thing. Sure. On the one hand, it can make people feel less alone in what they think and what they feel and what they believe. On the other hand, it can put steel in the spines and wind in the sails of those people who are actually doing the grassroots work to try to make the world a better place. Mm-hmm. For me, this is a very special event because I'm playing this music festival. Two things are different than the other times. One, I'm playing with my 15-year-old son, Roman, who is a shredding awesome. Monster, and he will be thrilling and upstaging me throughout the day. And also, it's on the cusp of releasing my first ever solo rock record. My 22nd record of my career is called Everyone Gets Everything They Want. It will be announced in a couple of days, and we'll be playing some songs from that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And I know that you've already released a single from that album.
Yeah.
Featuring Roman and Serge.
That's right.
So what was it like working with him, and what's it like working with your son as a rhythm rocker and as a protest musician?
Well, I mean, first, there's two things that are weird and crazy about. The first weird and crazy thing is that you're playing, this is our third summer playing together, so from the time he was 13 years old.
Wow.
And so it's very odd to be rocking big festivals with a child who is a shredding wizard. Then the weirder thing is when you just get used to it, and he's just like another dude in the band.
Yeah.
The advantage, though, is if we have any sort of musical disagreements, I can send him to his room.
You played that wrong. You were out of key. Dude, go sit down
that's
for 15.
not my worry. My worry isn't about him playing out of key. He might be looking at me sideways about that sometimes. But this is an all-time great festival. And I remember the first time I played it, I really, it really gave me goosebumps because of the history of this festival, and I look forward to trying to create another important chapter in this festival today.
Well, we look forward to trying to see it.
Yep.
And I know, speaking of history and passing things down, we know you just lost your mother, and our condolences for that.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
And I was wondering if you could just talk a little bit about her legacy and her impact and her
Sure.
passing that on to your son,
Well,
too.
my mom was 102 years old and lived a life of both humility and powerful purpose. She fed hobos in the 1930s, during the Great Depression, and she marched against wars for oil. For her 100th birthday, she did the two things she wanted to do. One was to pass out food at the Midnight Mission in downtown Los Angeles. The other was to walk striking hotel workers' picket line in her wheelchair. She remains to this day the most popular and the most radical member of the Morello family, and God bless her. We're going to play for her today.
In her honor, you just started the Mary Morello Memorial Project.
Yeah, so the Mary Morello Memorial Project is she always did service for others. There were a lot of organizations that she supported, throughout her life. And so if you donate to the Mary Morello Memorial Project, we will distribute that among the organizations that she stood alongside during life. But importantly, you don't need to spend a dime to support the project. What we're asking people to do is to do as Mary did. Sometime between now and October 1st, which would have been her 103rd birthday, to commit an act of service, to walk a picket line, to throw a brick, to create a work of political art and let us know about it. So there can be a community that sort of shares in her legacy and carries one more link in the chain forward.
That's awesome, man. That's so cool to hear you encouraging people to join in her name and in her honor.
Yeah.
Speaking of Bruce, speaking of your mom's legacy and everything, you have the
Power of the People Festival. Yeah. Power of the People Festival, October 3rd in the DC area. It's basically like a day of resistance and joyful rebellion and a lot of great music. Springsteen's playing, Foo Fighters are playing, Dave Matthews playing, Public Enemy's playing, I'm playing. It goes on and on and on and on and on.
Nuts.
Shepard Fairey's DJing. And the idea is to create a festival. Festivals have different themes, as you might have noticed through the years. And this one is about stopping the ship from sinking and trying to create on that day a little bit of the world that we'd like to one day see. I think that's very important to see it. Here is unity, here is solidarity, here is joy, here is people who are standing up for a more healthy, humane, peaceful, free planet. And then hopefully we'll establish it and do it in years forward. One more thing I'd like to say in our little interview is brand new single from the record is coming out in a couple of days. It's called Date Night.
Awesome.
It tells the true story of 3 teenage Dutch girls in World War II who seduced Nazi soldiers and murdered them in the woods. And I think that energy is the kind of energy we could feel a little bit more of today.
I love that. It's Inglourious Basterds for real.
Yeah. It's called
dope.
Date Night.
Date Night.
Yeah.
Check it out.